Welcome in, everybody. It's Main Street Today time, and I am back. Not 100%. I'm not actually not even quite 50%, but I want to thank everybody for sending such nice messages. Sometimes when you're feeling poorly, it's just those messages of encouragement. It's like, hey, we're here. We're thinking about you. Whew, it makes all the difference in the world. So I appreciate you so much. We've got so much news happening here in Middle Tennessee. We've got Taste of Hendersonville coming up, and we've got all sorts of events happening. But there's something brand new coming to Main Street, and it involves Big Joe on the go. And your mornings, just like we have our mid mornings taken care of with some of the lifestyle things happening. Well, what would you say to a brand new show with Big Joe on the go to tell you what's going on in the mid-state in the morning? Well, we're going to have details about that coming up. You can check out mainstreetnash.com. Main Street Nashville is your 5-day-a-week digital newspaper for all over the mid-state and what's going on. And Joe always writes for that paper, but there's some really neat things, including a September to Remember. It is a contest that will help you maybe win a weekend stay at the Gaylord Opryland here in Nashville. And I mean, who wants to go anywhere? I mean, come on. Really? We just want to just go to a place that is easy, no long big travel. Let's see who's checking in with us this morning. We love when people say hi. Oh, thank you, Joy. So glad to have you with us this morning. Hey, you guys, if you do follow us here on Main Street Today, hopefully if you're following us on Facebook or YouTube, you'll click like, subscribe, and click the little bell if you're on YouTube, because it alerts you when we have a brand new video or a brand new episode to show you. And our videos stay up. So if maybe you missed something, you can archive and go back to our archives and slip through and say, where was that story about so-and-so? And if you have a story, we love to tell the stories in the mid-state. Eventually, we're going to do all of our shows generating from here. Right now, we're also airing on our other pages like the Hendersonville Standard and the Portland Sun and the Gallatin News. And we want to be on all of our pages, but you know what? We're trying to get everybody to follow us on Main Street Today. So if you do that, if you'd share that and tell people about this, you are our greatest asset in telling the world what we're doing. I do know that there are a lot of people hiring. Hiring is the number one problem for employers right now. So if you are hiring, please let us know. I know that Lance Strohs let me know last week that Tennessee Barn Doors is hiring. And they do such amazing, beautiful craftsman work. You know, the barn doors that are beautiful and all the farmhouse style that are sliding inside a house. They don't take up a lot of room. They don't open in or out to a door. So that's what makes barn doors so very, very cool. But they also do cabinetry and a lot of other stuff. So check out Tennessee Barn Doors. And also, if you're in Wilson County, you might want to check out Zaxby's. You know, they're hiring.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Ryan. I'm the co-owner of Zaxby's along with Lee Oliver. And we have owned this Lebanon Zaxby's, had it open almost 17 years now. We've been really excited to be in the community and be a part of the Zaxby's family. And we're most excited about how the community has supported us over these 17 years. One of the things that we have always prided ourselves on here at Zaxby's is this is a place that mamas and daddies can be really comfortable to send their kids to for a first job, or if you're coming in for another job. It's a place that it's a family environment. It's owned by folks that are family, and it's a place that you can have fun, feel really good about the place that you work, get paid well, have a good time. So we love it when we get some great folks here at Zaxby's. If you want to apply, you can go to applynow.com and Zaxby's will be on there, or you can come here to the store. We've got all kinds of ways that you can use your phone to apply as well.
Well, if you need a job, you can certainly find one these days. Hey, coming up a little bit later, we're going to be speaking with a young man that you just got to know him. You know, we hear a lot about heroes, but truly meeting one and someone that we can thank up close and personal, hear his music and hear his story. Ryan Weaver will be with us in just a few. But before that, we are bringing back somebody that we love to share when we have somebody that has gotten such a great response. Yesterday was a day of faith. It was September 12th. September 12th. I read something very important. There was a posting on the internet that said we focus a lot on September 11th and what happened. But on September 12th, we were red, white, and blue. We were greater than our differences. And what united us was that we were a family of Americans. And it was a beautiful thought. Don't just remember September 11th, remember September 12th and how it felt as a country to pull together. And I thought that was really, really brilliant. Well, I wanted to share Thomas Gabriel.
Come to me, come to me, lay your burdens at my feet, and close your eyes, let it be. Come to me, come to me. If you think I don't know, think again. I am with you till the very end, and I see all that you're going through. I see everything ahead of you. Come to me, come to me, lay your burdens at my feet. Close your eyes, let it be. Come to me, come to me. I am yours for the taking. You will never be forsaken. So lift your heart, don't be ashamed. There's no guilt, there's no blame. Come to me, come to me, lay your burdens at my feet. Close your eyes, let it be. Come to me, come to me. Come to me.
We got to meet Thomas Gabriel the week of that beautiful Praise Fest out at Johnny Cash's summer home out in Hickman County. And it was such an amazing testimony. So if you go back to the archives of Main Street today, you'll get to hear his story. He is the eldest grandchild of Johnny Cash. I love his voice and I love his writing. And it comes from a very, very, very real place. Thomas Gabriel. Love to turn you on to some new music, maybe some different music and off the beaten track music, maybe that you haven't heard. And people love that. I get emails all the time. I love that song. Why don't I hear that on the radio? Well, radio plays a little bit, and we try to open the horizons. We aren't held by anything. So Main Street today, we love sharing the stories of Middle Tennessee and some great new music and introducing you to some very, very, very important people. I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of introducing the man before the song, I'm going to play the song first, because this video and how it's put together is so very, very powerful.
When I came out from the sub-basements with my partner, Richie Hardigan, and my team for a break, we saw the sphere. And then when I was told by a firefighter that was an antenna off the North Tower, I just knew then we had to get a flag up at a high point inside the frozen zone. And went up and down Broadway, and there were other flags up on buildings, and I didn't want to take a flag down; it was already up, and you know, they had apparently been left up throughout the day and night of 9/11. You know, these guys were foreign military, and it was important for them to see a flag. And he looked at me and said, "Where are you going to get a flag from?" I said, well, Chief, if you're okay with it, I'm going to borrow the flag from Stuyvesant High School. And he looked at me and said, go get that flag. I said, I'm going to carry this flag out with honor. And I walked in towards between building 4 and 5, what was left of them, towards the sphere. And he looked at me and I looked at him and I said, Chief, if you get me 2 firemen with a ladder, I'm going to put a flag up for our guys there. Because I not only lost friends of mine who were NYPD, but I also knew a lot of guys from the fire department who were on the FEMA team with me. So I knew a lot of other new firefighters as well that were missing. So I knew how important it would be for them. And as I went up the ladder, I'm looking at it as I got up close to the top, well, to the mast area. I didn't. Now where am I going to put it when I get up there? And so as I'm reaching out to put it through a hollow pipe, the flag started to unfurl itself, and I heard the fire battalion chief yell out, "Present arms!"
Present arms!
It was a heavy hit on this country, and it was a heavy hit with us. We were New York City. With that, we can't forget those we lost.
Standing alone, I imagine your face. Smiling when you said goodbye yesterday. You were my hero, my heart, and my everything. I hold on to hurt so you won't fade away. Never forgotten, oh no, you're not gonna disappear. Although you're gone, oh, I promise I'll keep you near. You might be one of the fallen, but never forgotten. They don't remember, but we let them know. Each time we read all their stories in stone. This was someone's daddy, their mama, their everything. In a field of reminders, they're not coming home. Never forgotten, oh no, they're not gonna disappear. Although they're gone, oh, we promise we'll keep them near. They might be one of the fallen, but never forgotten. Never forgotten, reminded of you in your daughter's eyes. And sometimes she smiles when she falls, almost never cries. Never forgotten, oh no, you're not gonna disappear. Although you're gone, oh, I promise I'll keep you near. You might be one of the fallen, but never forgotten.
Whoo, man, Ryan Weaver, so good to see you and welcome to our show.
So good to see you again. It
It's
was quite some time ago we were
it,
hanging out together.
it was a long time ago, and I know we talked a lot about rodeo then, and we talked but first of all, I want you to, when I introduced this segment, I said this for you is personal.
Very personal.
9/11 and remembering, and you think about our armed forces, of which you thank you for your service. But I want to talk about your sacrifice and the sacrifice of families and Gold Star families. Tell us what it means to be a member of a Gold Star family for you, not just once, but twice.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell my story, my family story. I promised myself every time I got on stage that I would never let people forget the sacrifices my brothers made and the time that I spent in the military along with my other brother, Steve. 4 aviators flying in the military at the same time. I think that every time we go through 9/11, it gives the world an opportunity to really remember what happened that day and the sacrifices that were made, not just from our law enforcement, first responder, and military communities, but the number of regular everyday people that ran back into those buildings to save fellow Americans and lost their lives as well. This country needs unity and we need healing right now. And if there's anything that we could use the 20th anniversary of 9/11 to do is to heal as a country and think about, I want another 9/12. I don't ever want 9/11 to happen, but that flag that you saw at the beginning of it, my great friend Rich Miller raised that flag on 9/12, and that began something across the nation where you couldn't buy a flag. They were sold out everywhere because they were on everyone's front porches. And as a country, we were unified. And as a military service member who's buried 2 of my brothers underneath that flag, it's an amazing opportunity for us to take a genuine stock of our lives now and really say, are we doing right by those who made those sacrifices?
I think we watch the footage from 9/11, and as we watch the footage afterward, when George W. Bush, our president at the time, had his arms around people and he was standing there on the rubble and tears just streaming and people were banding together. And then the last young woman who was pulled out of the rubble because of a volunteer dog that was search and rescue dog. And I thought about all the sacrifices that so many people made to be united.
Absolutely. And it reminds me of, I spent almost 21 years on active duty and retired as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. It reminds me of every single flight that I took and every single mission that we were on in combat, where every single race flew in those helicopters together. We lived in those helicopters together. And my brothers died. Both of my brothers died with everyone in those helicopters together. It's the reality and the human aspect of that sacrifice is something that I believe is lost on America today, it seems. And social media, I think, has a lot to do with creating that the thumb keyboard warrior mentality where, kindness is definitely what's the best way to say, an undervalued character trait.
That's why I wore the shirt today. Come on, kindness. My friend Paulina Jane had a single call that, and I said I wanted to wear that today for that very, very same reason.
Absolutely. Well, and these are heroes, these 13 heroes, the Afghanistan heroes that we lost. I'm in partnership with Grit Gear Apparel. If folks want to know where to get this shirt, 100% of the proceeds from this shirt at gritgearapparel.com. You could shoot me a message and I'll get you the link as well. 100% of the proceeds are going to support the families and the heroes that we lost in Afghanistan as well.
Let's talk about Afghanistan for a moment. Without getting political, I want to stay human.
Absolutely.
Human. Let's talk a little bit about the people that we lost there and where were your missions when you were deployed?
I was in Iraq. I was deployed to Iraq. My brother Aaron was killed on January 8th in 2004 in Iraq, and my brother-in-law Randy Billings was killed on December 17th in 2013 in Afghanistan. So I personally never went to Afghanistan, but my family did. My oldest brother Steve still flies missions for a civilian company in Afghanistan, or flew. I don't think he's going to be doing that anymore. But any loss of life, whether it be civilian or military, is tragedy, and war is a tough thing, especially when those tragedies don't need to happen. For me, my goal 100% is to honor the fallen, to honor them. I know what those Gold Star family members are going through right now.
Mhm.
I know how their lives have been turned upside down, and I know that there are so many families out there that are Afghan families that supported us and worked side by side with us, that were half of their family was left behind in Afghanistan as well. And I feel for those families, because they put their families and their lives at risk for us, for our mission, for the Afghan people, and what we were trying to do for the Afghan people. And really what it boils down to when it comes to my purpose is making sure that their losses, these losses, aren't forgotten, and they'll never be forgotten. Just like on 9/11, that's what this song is about.
When the U.S. armed forces are put into a country to help, like they did in Iran, like they did when you're there to fight the Taliban, you're there to protect those people. Do you become very connected to the people you're protecting?
All you have to do is look around social media when the evacuation went down, and the folks that were in the military that had multiple deployments to Afghanistan, to see just how connected they were to the people they were protecting, and the strides that they were making for women's rights and children's rights in that country, and the ability for women and children to become successful, to be productive in their communities, to be leaders in their communities. And also the families that work side by side, of course, they become connected, because the Afghan citizens that supported our military service members saved our military service members' lives on so many occasions. And you can see it across social media. Believe the words that you're seeing from those veterans that talk about their time in Afghanistan. It's not fake news when you're hearing it straight from a veteran's mouth, that this is what it meant to them when this evacuation happened.
I'm going to ask you to tell us, how can we better support our Gold Star families and our returning military and the military that remain deployed? How can we support as civilians in this country?
Well, something as small as every single Friday, I wear red to remember everyone deployed. That's my message. Purchasing from veteran-owned companies, because you have veteran entrepreneurs out there that are trying to make a living outside of the military, and a lot of them are still in the military and trying to be entrepreneurs and succeed in business as well. Those are small ways to be able to support. In large ways, there are great organizations like the Warrior Shield Foundation that I'm a vice president of, contributing to those nonprofit organizations after they're vetted, because there are a lot of nonprofit organizations out there that aren't necessarily doing the right thing, supporting those organizations. But here's a crazy statistic for you. 95%, and this is a proven statistic, 95% of all support for veteran and hero organizations comes from veterans and heroes themselves, not from the civilian community. When you think about less than 1% of the entire United States has ever served in the military, 95% of all the funds that go to those organizations come from the community. So anyone in the civilian community that wants to contribute by, volunteering your time or contributing to those great nonprofit organizations, that's the best way to support. And don't stop saying you care. Don't stop saying thank you, because the veterans out there right now that feel left behind, that feel left out, sometimes they just need to hear a positive word from somebody that they don't know, that they appreciate what they did for this great country of ours.
Oh my goodness. Well, people are saying some things tonight right there. People love this song too. Tell us a little bit about your music, and how can people get your music? Ryan?
So my website is ryanweaver.net. All of my social media links are on that website, are on my website as well. If you want to connect with me on social media, my YouTube page is Weaver Country, but you can find my YouTube links and videos on my website at ryanweaver.net. We actually are just releasing today. It's about to come out, a brand new music video called No Second Chance. I'm super excited about that. And we've got an incredible music video and song that's going to be coming out around Veterans Day called Let's Talk About Heroes, where the music video has a Medal of Honor recipient in it. The first female POW in the history of American combat, Jessica Lynch, is in it. We got a Second Amendment advocate for women's gun rights, DC Project founder Diana Muller. Just so many incredible people in this video. And the story that we tell in that is the Never Forgotten tribute video is incredible because I got to honor all of the fallen law enforcement, first responders, and military and Border Patrol as part of the law enforcement community. This one, this one is mine. This is my baby, my pet project that we put together through my community, my fans and my friends, helping us raise the money to be able to make this happen. And we were able to give back to our hero communities in the process. This is going to be an incredible, incredible opportunity for y'all to share this around the United States and show our heroes once again how much we love them.
Well, Ryan, you have this brilliant tenor voice, and it's so clear as a bell, but so is your message. And I thank you for being so candid about it and being so human about it, because that's sometimes we forget. We think about, when we refer to them as troops, we forget that they're people.
Absolutely.
And each one of them has a name. They're men and they're women. And I look at those names that are on your shirt right now and how young those babies were.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I'm looking at them in the 20s. Every single one of them, with exception to one, was in their 20s. And then the oldest of them was 31. I mean, my brother, I don't want to get too emotional because I will. But if there's one thing that I can say, there are people in this country who are willing to run towards danger to protect us and stand between evil and us because they choose to. And those people need to be honored every single day.
Every single day. And the next time someone wants to bring up something negative about the millennial generation or the 20-somethings or whatever, those are the very people that are fighting for our freedom around this world. We
absolutely are.
We get to fight to wear a mask or to not wear one, to get a shot or to not get a shot. We get to walk out and say to the top of our lungs something that we want to say in this country, because right now a millennial is fighting for us. And
absolutely.
So thank you for your service so much. And I appreciate the message, because I think it's one that bears repeating. We live in a military town. Shout out to our friends and our family members from the Clarksville area. Fort Campbell is alive and well, and we appreciate all those folks listening around the country. I know that Toby Keith was just at Fort Polk down in my hometown. And so I appreciate all the military and what they do.
Absolutely. Me too.
Hey, before we get out of here, I wanted to mention something about your rodeo work. And I mean, because you've got this connection with PBR, right?
I was with the PBR started with them at the World Finals in 2017. Steven Tyler was the headliner in 2016 for their Saturday night event, and I was the headliner in 2017. My very first show with the Professional Bull Riders in 2018 was Madison Square Garden. So imagine, no song on the radio, no management, no formal record deal, and my very first show performance was Madison Square Garden in 2018. And we did 24 arena shows across the nation. They sent me to Australia for 3 shows, but they do change out their artists and the folks that they work with. I was honored to serve as the patriotic voice of the Professional Bull Riders and honoring our fallen law enforcement, first responders, and military across the nation. But I am not performing with them anymore at this point. My hopes are that maybe they'll bring me back for some shows, because it was some of the most amazing people in the Western sports world. I can say this, though, that I'm super excited about. I have my own cowboy boot line, my Old Glory flag cowboy boots that are on the shelves of Boot Barn. I'm actually announcing this on your show right now, and we're about to do a press release on it. The NFR picked those boots up this year as one of their designs, and super excited to be involved with the NFR in one small way. Maybe if I'm not performing, but at least my cowboy boots are there.
Yeah, that's right. And those boots are made for everything.
They are.
Wear those flag boots proudly. Okay, RyanWeaver.net is how you find out more information. Thank you, my friend. It was so good to see you again. And
yes, ma'am. Same to you.
Keep us, every time there's something new, I want you to come back and do the show because we want to air those videos on our show, okay?
Oh, I would absolutely love that. I'll have my folks reach out to you. I'd love to get No Second Chance on there. It's so much, the video is so much fun. And we did it with my great friend, Tony Ryan, who is he just survived cancer. 2 days before we shot this video, he had a feeding tube taken out because he was going through chemotherapy and radiation. And then 2 days after, he had to have his lymph nodes removed. So we were celebrating life in that video. It was so much fun. I got to fly a helicopter. I don't know how many country music artists have ever flown a helicopter in their own music video. So it was super fun. We'll get it out to you.
That's wonderful. And when does that, and that comes out tonight?
The song is already live. We've already dropped the single, but the music video is going to come out on all my social media pages today.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I'm going to go find that, and we're going to play that on the show tomorrow. How about that? Can we do a double dose of Ryan Weaver?
You're not going to hurt my feelings one bit. I truly appreciate your support on that.
Oh, we appreciate you. Well, you have a great rest of your day, Ryan. And everybody who's listening, be safe, be kind, and remember, you are loved. God bless you. Have a great day.